Hello everyone, my name is Biswajit. I am a program manager at Google. I have been at Google for close to 7 years and have been in multiple teams like ads, Google Maps, and now in developer relations. I happen to work with a lot of community advocates and like students and the community leaders across India. Welcome to this amazing panel discussion. We are going to host a few young minds who are community leaders at their respective colleges with communities called developer student clubs. They are inspiring thousands of developers in India to take up technology, to take up STEM related courses, and to basically build projects which helps society and communities. I will talk with seven such amazing leads today who will share their stories and leave all of us inspired. It's really my pleasure and privilege to be invited to moderate this session. A huge shout out to the entire India DSC lead community who has come up with like amazing initiative like this. Personally, I believe inclusion is a strong pillar to build a successful and vibrant community. And this is our attempt to motivate students from diverse backgrounds to join us in building communities through DSC program. We will be going around the country virtually today with the seven leads and talking to them about their stories, about how they came up with. Let's begin with a round of introductions. So, dear panelists, I will basically ask your name and please, if you can introduce yourself, that would be amazing. Starting with Ame from Maharashtra. Hey, Ame.
Hi. Hi, Biswal. Thank you for joining us. So I'm Aman Erkar. I'm a DSC lead for MIT AOE in Pune, Maharashtra. So I am more affiliated with the impacting the communities with the help of new awesome technologies. I am associate cloud engineer and mostly developing into the Android part. And also it feels proud when you can see that your innovations are impacting the communities. And after joining the DSC, it gives me more pleasure that my DSC members and my DSC is also able to create some amazing products and impact the local businesses and solve the real world problems. Over to you, Biswa.
Thanks, Amay. If you don't know Amay, he there is a video about him building some cool solutions about hearing aids. You should totally check it out. I am moving a little more north. I have Bratin from Gujarat. Hey, Bratin.
Hi Vishwa, and hello everyone. Myself Bratin Kundu. I am Developer Student Club Lead at DB Patel College of Engineering, Gujarat. I am currently working as a project trainee at Gateway Technolabs. Um, the DSC community has helped me a lot in terms of gaining leadership skills and also technical knowledge. Very happy to be here to answer some of the great questions that we have got as part of the future leads future lead applicants. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bratin. I am going north and I have Kautuk and Swati joining us from New Delhi. Hey, Kautuk.
Hey Biswajit. Hi everyone. I'm super excited to be on this panel. So I'm Kautuk Kundan. I'm the lead of DSC BVP. I'm also a data engineering intern at Steelos and I've also recently started contributing to the world of open source. Through DSC, I have learned a lot and I have also met a lot of talented people across India and I have collaborated with many of them. And today I hope to answer some of the questions that we all have received from the aspiring leads.
Very nice. Hi, Swati.
Hi everyone. My name is Swati Singh. I'm leading developer student class for Amity University. In retrospect, one thing that I'm super grateful for is the lifelong friendships with some of the amazingly talented people from around the country. Because being able to form that bond with these people and collaborate with them was really the best part of the DSC and also for me in terms of personal growth. So yeah, let's go. I'm excited to answer your questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Swati. I am going a little south now. I have Subham from Kolkata. Hi, Subham.
Hey Biswa, hello everyone. My name is Shubham Manna and I'm the Developer Student Club lead from Heritage Institute of Technology, Kolkata. Too many big words. But in retrospect, the DSC community has been an amazing family that I have been a part of for a little over a year now. And I hope to continue being a part of this. To elaborate about how the DSC community has impacted the developer circuit in Kolkata, I would like to share a small story. A few days back, one of the attendees, like he was an attendee before, and then he became a speaker to speak on a session on designing and building APIs. He shared a small screenshot with me that said, like, now I'm going about building APIs and doing full stack development thanks to your session. He followed that screenshot up with a small message said that, Shubham, thank you for giving me the opportunity to inspire others. And I think that in itself speaks volumes about the impact that DSC have had on thousands of student developers across the country. So super proud to be here as a part of this panel and hoping to answer some questions from the next set of leads. Over to you, Biswa.
Thank you, Subham. That story is like really, really inspiring. I think there are like hundreds of stories like this. So hopefully we'll see and hear some of those stories, I think, in next couple of minutes. I am going south now to the southern part of India. I have Samarth and I have Kevin from Tamil Nadu.
Hey Viswa, hey everyone. I'm Samarth Nir. I'm the DSC lead of DSC Unity, Bangalore. So I'm currently a UI UX designer at Make My Trip, and that's all thanks to the community that DSC has provided me, the platform DSC has provided me. And I'm super excited to be here answering all the questions, and I just don't have any words. I'm so excited.
Hey Vishwa, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing good. I'm Kavin Raju, the lead of DSC Sastra Deemed to be University, Tanjore. I'm a Google certified associate Android developer, and I'm really excited to answer the questions that we have received.
Thank you so much, Kevin. So these are our 7 leads and 7 panelists for today. It is amazing. I feel so happy and privileged to host all of these people today. Let's get started. I have some interesting questions, which I want some amazing responses from these people. So the first question goes to Samarth. Is technical knowledge something which is really important for a DSC lead? What do you think?
I think this is a very, very important question, and a lot of people ask this because usually, being the name developer student class, people usually relate it to the technical side. In my opinion, when it comes to the technical knowledge, the DSC program is not strict at all. The whole idea behind the DSC program is not to have people who are technically sound, but to have people who believe in the concept of growing with others in the community. The community is filled with various kinds of people who have various kinds of talents, be it technical, design, or even event management. At the end, when you apply for a DSC lead position, the only thing that should be on your mind is how you can improve yourself and how you can improve the people around you. Keeping that in mind and keeping yourself grounded, teaching all the way, learning around it, and growing. And trust me, you will be the best possible version of a lead. If you really want to focus on the technical side of things, it's your choice and it's your will on how you want to do it. There is no specific need or specific requirement from the DSC program that you need to fulfill before applying for a lead. Just shape yourself the way you want it. And technical knowledge, in my opinion, is not something that should stop you from applying. Just apply and let's see what happens, and you learn along the way. Just taking me as example, when I was a DSC lead and when I was applying for the DSC lead, I wasn't very well versed with the technical side of things. And the only reason I have technical knowledge at this stage is because the amount of exposure I got by working in my community and with the other DSCs around there. It really helps you grow in the domain that you like. You figure out your domain and you grow in it. Just keep in mind that community is a place for you to grow, and there are no rules at all.
Very nice. Thanks, Amat. I think this kind of really encapsulates everything about DSC. I really like a lot of things that you said. It's about a community. It's really about how you grow as a person with this responsibility, and how you also handle this responsibility to inspire others and make them grow. Swati from Delhi again. Hi. What do you think?
Hi.
Anything extra you want to add here?
Yeah, definitely. I think I completely agree with Samarth. Having technical skills in some areas is recommended because essentially you're hosting tech events, seminars. So for you to be aware of trending tools and technologies is always a plus point. But with that being said, this does not mean that if you're a beginner, if you're starting out very new, you cannot be a lead. You need to figure out your strength and highlight that in application. Well, besides this, another important skill would be communication skills, because if you're becoming a lead, you would have to form a core team, you would have to pitch your club in college, events. You would have to go around and talk to people. I think with that, communication skills become really relevant here, which is why I would say the mix of both would be really ideal. But don't stress yourself out on this. If you're shy, introvert, or something like that, you should give this a shot because you never know. I've seen leads who were pretty conservative at the beginning of the program, but with regular exposure and training, they are stars today essentially. So don't let this stop you from applying. Again, we're saying that ultimately what matters is your strong willpower and passion for communities. So do apply.
Thank you, Swati. I think I agree with you. Like whenever you are going to, like whenever you are as a student or whenever you go and become like an engineer in the professional world, communication and collaboration is two things which you have to learn. If you learn early, I think that helps. And this DSC, being a part of the DSC, be it as a lead, be it as a core team member, or just like attending DSC events, gives that sort of like opportunity to learn these two aspects, which you might not study in college or which you might not basically study as a course. So I am really glad. I think this has helped people like Swati and Samarth on this. My next question is to Kevin. Kevin, my question to you is: how has your contribution to the community changed the perception of the people about you? This might be a little personal, but I would love to know what you think.
Yeah, that's a great question, Viswa. Getting started with technology was a huge challenge for many who didn't have that much exposure, maybe previously or personally. Um, Everyone has an eagerness to learn something new, but many are confused about what to learn, how to learn, and where to learn. Usually, many of us don't know how we should realize how we should use the resources available to us, and we realize that only at the moment we enter into the final year. And by that time, I mean the final year, everyone rushes to learn something new, and being it to be the last moment, like it won't help us much, right? So after setting up DSC in our campus and conducting various workshops, really helped a lot of people to have an idea how to get started with technology. It was a huge barrier, maybe for a few, to get started with new technology, but it turned out to be easy learning new stuff from DSC beforehand, which also gave them an idea how to master the technology. You know, after starting DSC, many students started to show interest in attending the peer-to-peer workshops and learn new stuffs rather than coming to the workshops for the certificates which we give in at the end of the workshops.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. I think this kind of resonates a lot. I remember my final year days long time back, but yeah, I think this is like rushing to learn something new because there is final year. There are placements. I need to get placed. Hence, I need to learn something, and I also have to do final year project. So yeah, this is like a mad rush. I am very happy that I think like all of you have helped hundreds of people learn things which might be valuable not only there in their student journey but also after that. Uh, Next question is to Kautuk. Hi, Kautuk.
Right.
My question to you is: are there any restrictions on the kind of events that you can do as a part of DSC?
Yeah, okay. So this is something which even I faced when I became the lead. When I was planning my year as to what all events I can do. Uh, so uh, so the answer is basically no. DSC is a very open community with only one objective, that is to upskill the students and make them aware of all the technologies that are present around us, which helps them towards their career. So all the leads can host boot camps, meetups, competitions, hackathons, anything else, and just make sure that it is helpful for the students. So the events may be a big one like a 24-hour hackathon, or even small events like a casual weekly meetup, which you can have over a cup of coffee, discussing what are things that you are doing, what projects you are building, and how you are progressing technically or on other aspects as well. So also the events could be technical, like a hands-on training session on TensorFlow maybe, or not so technical like a workshop on design thinking, or maybe how to write better blogs. It's totally up to you. And also adding to that, every campus has a different set of requirements, and it is the lead's responsibility to identify and understand those requirements. So it's also not essential that if a particular lead or a particular campus is hosting one kind of event, then you should also do the same thing. It's you should be able to identify what your campus students require and host events related to those. And also, there are sometimes Google sponsored events which come up usually every month or every 2 months. And those are informed through the official channels to the leads well in advance. And conducting these events are recommended as everyone receives curated content which accelerates the learning part. However, you are also free to skip this as per your campus's requirement. So concluding to that, just keep thinking of interesting ideas without any boundaries, and make sure to host one event per month. Those are the rules of DSC. And don't forget to report your events to DSC so that others can also take inspiration from what you are doing. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think Kotak, like you hit bullseye on several points. One thing I want to clearly emphasize, and I think I look at like other communities, be it student communities or be it professional developer communities, understanding what your community wants is the first thing. Many times what happens is like we go to a thing called basically IKEA syndrome. So basically, what you build is like what you are passionate about. So if you are a mobile developer, if the lead is a mobile developer, he or she might be interested to do more mobile events, but his or her college students might have something else as an interest. So think about that interest first and primarily try to basically help them in that case. My next question is to Subham. Hi, Subham. Subham is joining soon. Okay, so let I think Subham is slightly offline. So let me Samarth, if you can basically pitch in for Subham is back. Sorry. Hi Subham.
Hey. So I think my answer to the question can be sort of like a generalized thing and not pertain basically focused to core team of your DSC, but it would be a generalized thing that you can apply to like any team in general wherever you are working.
So the main, just a second. Yeah. I didn't ask the question. So, so basically the question is when it comes to the leadership, how do you guide your team?
Okay. So talking about teams, I think the main idea here, like for any team in general and not just your DSC core team, is to work with the team instead of making sure that the members of the team just work with you, right? So one of the key things that we should set about in any team in general is that a proper and right tone of the feedback implementation loop, and that also of setting an example. Because at the end of the day, we are all working towards the same cause, right? And it would help if all of us have like a holistic understanding of what we are going to do and work together to achieve the same. From my personal experience, I can vouch for this fact that it would not be a smooth ride. It would not be a smooth ride from day zero to say a certain day X. You would make mistakes. We all have made mistakes. There would be communication gaps, there would be lapses, and then someone would have to maybe step in and fill the shoes of someone else and take up the responsibilities. But at the end of the day, what matters most is if you learn from your mistakes and not just let them go down the drain. Take feedback. Like, I think feedback is one of the most important things that you can do as a leader. Take feedback from the core team and the extended DSC community as to how to do certain things differently. And when I say differently, it means better catered to the community. Next, when we come to the work that comes up while conducting campaigns or events and even webinars, it helps to have well-defined team roles who can help out with certain parts, to have structural teams to take up certain parts of the program. But and if in that case scenario someone wants to step up and take added responsibility, it is advisable to encourage that. But again, on a parallel thread, you need to ensure that there is no possible clash or conflict and that things happen smoothly. A practice that would help your team as a core team to take well going forward is that ensure that everyone takes ownership of their roles and responsibilities. And this starts with the lead as well. There would be times when we would not be able to pitch in and help out and do all the things that we want to, even if the idea at the back of our head might be that, okay, something is going wrong, let me step up and fill in. Advice here, delegate well. Do not force anyone to work, and that should never be the prevalent air, where members or anyone else, they work because they have to, right? So a healthy competition helps, but we have to take added thought to make sure that the environment stays healthy. Foster a culture of communication. At this stage, at this point in time, communicate as much as you can. There is nothing, when you're working with a team, there is nothing called over communication per se, but talk with each other as much as you can. Make minimal assumptions. And what the best thing you can do with your team is make the entire team a part of every decision making process. I think that is the most empowering and the most encouraging thing that you can do with every one of them. Be respectful above all, be supportive, and keep grooming everyone so that down the line they can give back to the community what you have given to them. So I think this apply to any team in general, and that's what we all do at DSC. That's what we try to put forward, that culture of collaboration, and that is, I think, is kind of the way to go forward. Over to you, Viswa.
Thank you, Shubham. I think this is like one of the really amazing answers I have seen in recent times, to be honest. Like, and I have known Shubham for a year almost, and I have seen this kind of maturity, and I think this kind of like thoughtfulness in general in how people approach this. So, just like for everyone, I'm just like going to summarize what Shubham said, and just like think about whenever it's not only about student career, but in general leading your life or leading anything whenever it comes in future. One, basically, if you're leading a team, make sure that team is bought into decision making and that team has a say in whatever the team's future is. That's really important. Second, basically inculcate a culture of respect in the team. Third, support the team, groom people, help them, mentor them. And fourth, always over communicate and tell them how the team is doing. If you have any feedback, do that in private. If you be always be supportive. And these are some of the pillars which will basically make your life amazing. Thank you, Subham. This is really nice. Bratin, hi, are you there?
Hey, Vishwa. Yeah.
I have a question for you. What are the kind of activities you have done as a part of as being a DSC lead in your campus?
So yeah, there are various kind of activities which or events which we can do as part of DSC. We can conduct any speaker session. We can have any online meetup or small meetup kind of thing, hackathons. Then we have study jams, boot camps. There are many things. What I can say is it also depends on your audience, what you have and what they actually want you to cover. And so there are many domains that you can cover, like Android. There are web, cloud, machine learning, and many such domains. So you can pick any of the topics and you can go with that. Also, yeah, your audience interest is it plays a vital role while you are taking any kind of domain. So better to take a feedback from them that what you want to what you want to conduct, so that you can plan it the better way. You have some, if you cannot have the webinars physically, then you can go with some online webinars, like it can be through YouTube Live or it can be through Google Meet. Depends on the convenience what you have. Referring to some of the great events that we did this year was Explore ML, that helped many university students to getting started with machine learning. GCP Crash Course, again, a month-long online course on Google Cloud platform, which actually helped thousands of people all around the country for learning the dedicated topics on cloud. Then we had Flutter Interact, which was a day-long event where developers get to know about latest in Flutter technologies. Also, to mention Solution Challenge. Solution Challenge is really a great thing that is started by DSC, and yeah, it actually helps to develop the solutions for the local community problems. So these are all kind of things we have done in the last year. And to specially mention about DSC UVPC, we have done nearly 24 events in last 1 year, or 13 months, say. We had some expert sessions, some meetups, study jams, Explore MLs also. We have trained nearly 900 student developers all over the campus. And the most important factor for me in this journey has been my core team. They have always supported me throughout. So, yeah, It's all about the collaborative efforts, how you put together, and yeah, engaging with any of the communities, so that it can get better. That's what I feel. So yeah, there are tons of activities that you can do as part of DSC community. So that's it.
Very nice. Thank you, Bratin. This is really helpful. I am going to Pune. Amay is with me. Hey, Amay.
Hi everyone.
Your background is amazing, man. I really envy your background.
Yeah.
Uh, I have a question for you. I think this is a question which kind of many people might be thinking about before applying and before even thinking about it. The question is, what are the roles of a DSC lead? Like, what does it entail? What you have to do?
Yeah, so usually a lot of people or a lot of the students who are aspiring leads are asking us these questions. So being a DSC lead is not something very difficult. So anyone can become the DSC lead. But yeah, you need to have some of the qualities which rest of us have already discussed. So adding to that, DSC is all about learning together. And being a part of the DSC community, you should be applying your skills to build the solutions for the real world problems. So most of us know about ExploreML, Cloud Jams, Flutter Interact, and all of the events. So lead is responsible to choose right set of events for the community and facilitating the events as well. Also, the best part is there is no pressure from Google or developer relations to host the specific events for your campus or the DSC chapter. So lead can curate the right set of events considering the need of the community, because you are impacting the community, and that is where your event and the content should be more focused on. So it is never like, so everyone is running towards the ML, so I should take the event regarding ML. So it should be more on what your community asks for. So lead needs to identify what is the need of your community. Also, the fact is, DSC is always promoting the clubs to build new projects and solve the local problems. The DSC Solution Challenge is great example of that. So there are lots of DSC clubs which are acting together, or they're building the cool technological solutions and solving the real world problems. So in that, all the DSC chapters globally are solving at least an issue in their local ecosystems. So this is the great example, and lead should always promote the his DSC chapter to build the solution and implement the cool technological tools in the ecosystem around. Also, DSC is also about sharing a lot of knowledge, encouraging others, and it's never about conducting the events for hundreds and thousands of people. So it will be, if you're solving the doubts your community is facing in your projects or the research work, then that will also be fine. So you just need to give back to your community in the best way possible, being a DSC lead. So my example, so in the when I was building the project, so DSC helped me to interact with the community, know my community better. So that was the only thing how I was able to build some cool solutions. Thank you. Over
Thank
to you.
you. Thank you, Amay. Thank you so much. You can see my face brighter because my electricity came back. So thank God. Okay, my next question. I will take some YouTube questions. Before that, thank you, Amay. This was like a really well thought through answer. Very nicely summarized different questions and different like questions people might think of while answering. The first question is, what were the questions asked to you in the DSC online interviews? Um, I will go to Swati if she can share some tips about this.
Uh, yeah, I'm going to talk about my experience and the question that I had to go through personally, right? So the interview that I had to go through was a telephonic phone interview. Yours might be different, so I don't know about that. Few questions that I remember were, why do you want to be a DSC lead? Some questions like, what are your technical skills, especially with Android and web technologies? And if you become a lead, what initiatives or measures will you take in order to create an impact in your campus? Another one was, did you have a DSC last year? What did you learn from them, and how will you improve over them? And key challenges you think you might face in running a DSC in your campus, and how do you plan to tackle them? But please keep in mind that it will be more personalized and more inclined to what you have written in your application. So prepare according to that. Yeah.
Thank you, Swati. The next question is: should we stick to one domain, or should we explore other domains as well? And I have Kautuk to answer this,
So,
and Samarth as well.
So about domains, actually there are two things that we need to keep in mind. One is going broader in a domain, and one is going into the depth. So going broader basically means that you can explore multiple different things, like suppose machine learning, web development, blockchain, and there are so many other things that come up every day. And going into a depth means taking or picking up one of the particular things in a domain and going deep into that. So, personally, I feel that it is always a good thing to explore all the domains. This way, you will be able to interact with a lot more people, understand a lot more projects, and also be able to work in a team with diverse people who are from different technical backgrounds. Personally, I have explored a lot of domains. Like I have even worked on blockchain. I have even worked on machine learning. Right now, I am doing web development. In web development, also I have explored different backend technologies. So the gist is that unless you explore all the things, you won't be able to understand what is right for you. So I think you should obviously explore more and take a look at whatever your friends are doing or what things are currently trending, etc.
Thank you,
Adding
Samarth.
to it, I think one of the tips that another DSC lead gave me was that the knowledge on how you take up a domain should be like a T or inverted T. So you go into each and every domain and you explore it, but you go deep at one point, and that is where you decide, and that is the platform that DSC gives you. So as in when you go and check on each and every domain, you figure out that okay, this is something I'm interested in, and that is where you go deep into, and that is where you build your career into as well. And now that you have explored each and every domain, you understand that how it works. That would really be helpful to you. Just as an example, I would say another co-team member at my DSC had started out with backend, then he went into front end, but later at the end he resulted in design, and that was something he did out of the blue, not even related to the development side. So yes, just explore everything possible, be open to everything, and just go deep at one point, and that would be the best tip, I think.
Right.
Thank you, Samarth. Thank you, both of you. I think this is like really thought through answer. So both of them like said the same thing. Like you don't know right now. It's too soon to basically make a decision. Don't fall prey into like these are hot topics, these are hot trends and things like that. And basically decide for yourself at the start. Take some time, explore other all the areas, and after a point something will emerge, like something will talk to you that hey, I'm excited about this field, I'm interested about this field, I want to make a career out of this field. This will come to you. Just be patient, and let that come to you. So the next question will be on my screen right now. Is it necessary to have official college email register for DSC? I think Amay is going to answer this.
Hi. So, Rahul, so this is the question a lot of people might be coming up with. So, there is no need of the official mail ID. So, not at all, but at least we need something to check your authenticity that you are the genuine person. And yeah, always we need to check are the robots applying or the actual humans who are interested into the same. So, that's why if you are having it, then great. Else, you can go with your normal mail ID as well.
Thank you. Thanks, Amay. I have a question which probably nobody asking, but what's the most memorable time in the last 1 year as DSC lead? Subham, are you there?
Um, So it is kind of difficult to pick up one moment. But if I have to talk about one moment, it would be something like it was just very small instance. So in our core team group and in the extended DSC communities, we always have a healthy debate going on between Java and JavaScript. So there's always one class who says, go for Java, go for Kotlin. And then there's another faction, they're like, JavaScriptify everything. So, and then what happened was like one of the guys from the Java faction, he got selected for an amazing company to work with, and there he had to work with React Native. A week into his job, he texts me saying, "Shubham, JavaScript is not that bad." So I think that kind of displays the power of the community as to how you can have healthy discussion and debates around certain topics, and in the process you can also learn a lot of new things. So I think that's super impactful thing, and that's the one thing that's gonna stay with me till the end of the line.
Thank you, Shubham. I have also Kevin who wants to also take a stab at this question. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Vishwa. Yeah. So answering to that thing, question, right? Apart from the technical stuff which you learn as part of community, the most memorable thing which I could say is transforming the team into a family. We will plan all the stuff required for the workshops and all those technical stuff. Yes, that goes very well. And after that, post the workshop or any event, we will be discussing for like 1.5 hours or like 2 hours. Even it might be like evening 7 o'clock. We'll be staying till 8:30, 9 o'clock in college, and we'll be discussing. We'll be sharing some personal stuff. So that brings a kind of bonding between the teammates, and we are like across multiple years. That is, our core team member consists of from students from first year to fourth year. So that kind of bonding only happens being in such a community. Uh, and one main thing which I want to convey at this moment is I have my friends, but still this DSC community has been one of the best thing which I had this year. That is, in the month of March, I had my birthday, and my core team members didn't even tell me that they are planning for something, and they surprised me with a video and some few set of write-ups on my birthday, and I was wonderstruck. Like, it was incredible for me. I was in my online class. My one of the core team member, Rohit, is calling me, and then Akhil, who is from first year, is calling me. Bro, can you just come up to WhatsApp group? And they have already formed a group, like which is like before 1 week, and they have been discussing for 10 days, it seems. So that kind of bonding is happens in this kind of community. So definitely we will learn technical stuff, but these kind of bonding across years, across the academic years, is required during a college life. So that's the best moment which I have. Yeah.
Very nice time, Kevin. Thank you so much. I have another questions about like how to form teams. How can I select a good core team? Uh, what is the process of making a core team? How should I go about it? How should I select it? I have Bratin who is interested to answer this.
Yeah, so about the core team, I can say that it can be a good balance of technical and non-technical people. It has to be a team, not more than it can be not more than more in size, but it can be a team which is go to for any kind of event. They can help you in hosting any kind of event, or they can help you in any of the stuff that you need during the event, something like that. So what we have done in our DSC campus is we have a good balance of tech and non-tech people, and we have actually tried everyone to just overcome their fears and work on the technical skills of them to so that they can actually help us in building projects as well, and they have also improved the management skills as well. So yes, you can select the core team as per what you need, as per your requirement, that you need some people better with management skills, some good, so that they can also take up some speaker sessions, and some who can also build the projects at the same time.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bratin. Uh, I have another last question. How a lead can take up projects and asks the community to interact and build something. Like basically, this question is about if we have to think about project building, how should we go about it? I have Samarth with me who has done some amazing projects in the DC career. So, Samarth, over to you.
Yeah, but so answering this question, a project is something you learn through, and there are multiple ways you can pick up a project. What we usually do is we have night meetings where we all discuss on project ideas, and that could be a way of picking out a project because at the end the community is building a project, and when the idea comes out from the community, it's always a good one, and it's for the community as well. Another way of getting in a very good project would be contacting the institutions or people around you on how you can help them. At the end, you're a community and you want to learn and you want to help people. So get into that habit, talk to people around you, and get those projects in. An example of a project that we did around this was we worked with the Tamil Nadu police on an election application where the Tamil Nadu police reached out to a university and my university kind of had a lot of faith in the DSE at VID, and they forwarded the project to us. Said that the elections are happening in Vellore and they wanted to be secure. Why doesn't DSE VIT help them out with it? We got the newspaper coverage, we helped out police, and at the end, we also got an opportunity to teach the police people about how Flutter works and how we build the project as well. So I think that could be a very good way of picking up projects.
Thank you, Samarth. I have also Amay with me, who has also created and built some projects with the team. Amay, over to you.
Hi, Viswa. So the project building is kind of the thing which I love the most. So for building the project, how DSC will help you a lot is to find the right set of audience for your project, because your project should impact the community and not for only the sake of building the project and using the tools and having the app on the Play Store. So first of all, we need to find the right set of people which we will be implementing the or developing the project for. Then it comes the developing with the right set of technologies, and DSC helps us to cater with all and get familiar with all set of technologies, and by having multiple workshops. So yeah, you can get around and play with any kind of technology which will be required to solve that local problem. Also, another thing will be there is the very amazing and superb network of the DSC leads. So if you are stuck at any point in time when you are building the project, then that community will always help you to solve your doubts, because yeah, no one is expert in all the fields, or you might be using some new domain to develop your project. But yeah, community always got your back. So you can always get covered up.
Thank you, Amay. Thank you so much. This has been like a series of really good questions being answered by these seven amazing panelists. We are almost like at the end of our webinar. I have one last question, and this question is to all of them. So I'll go one by one. If you have one advice you want to give to the next set of DSC leaders in India, based on your experience and learnings, what would be that advice? Let's start with Kevin.
Yeah. So DSC community is not just a community where you come, teach or learn. It's all about making fruitful connections, with your community members. Core team members are the pillars of our DSC chapter, right? So while making decisions and all, like getting them involved, will make them feel that like they are also part of the team. So that's what we follow in our chapter. And I'm proud to say that DSC Sastra has now transformed into family, serving of fellow mates in a college to learn technologies. And yes, I would love to hear the same from you guys. Best of luck.
Thank you, Kevin. Swati.
Hi. So, the one piece of advice that I'd like to share with you is just be cool, awesome, and approachable. Because if you're applying for DSC, if you're applying for being a lead, you're already superstar. So, just good luck with the application.
Thank you, Swati. Very nice, short and sweet. Um, hey Kautuk, what advice would you give?
Okay. So one thing that I would like to recommend to the upcoming leads is to stay in harmony with your teammates. There should be no competition between your team members, and like you are all a part of the same initiative, which is bigger than you and your team, and you should have a common goal. And instead of having fights between each other, learn to respect each other and treat all of them like a family. So all the best to everyone, and all the best to the aspiring leads.
Thank you, Kautuk. Really thoughtful and really nice. Hey, Amay, back to you again. What advice would you give?
Yeah, hi. So this is not the advice. This is kind of the learning which I gained in my journey of being a DSC lead. So it is. So the one thing which I learned is community is not a competition, and community is more focused about growing together, and collaborative learning is the main aspect, because a lot of the college students are more focused on the competition and other things. But yeah, community is not at all about that. It is about interactive learning, and everyone is at the equal level in the community. So yeah, that's what I want to share. So if you want to be the part of the stronger network which is at the equal level and there is no competition, then you should become the DSC lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Amay. Thank you. Bratin, over to you.
Yeah, so I just want to speak something a bit practical, and I would just like to say that it's okay if you are not getting selected as a DSC lead. There are many such, it's absolutely okay. There are many such opportunities that you can contribute to the developer student club community. Just contribute and contribute to your community and help the community to grow. That's what has to be the main thing, the main goal, irrespective of whatever the position you hold. Yeah, so that's all. And looking forward for the amazing set of leads for the coming year. All the best, guys.
Thank you, Bratin. Samarth,
In terms of having an advice for everybody is keep yourself grounded. It's a community. People are going to give inputs. You have to keep yourself positive at all stages. Listen to everybody's inputs and be curious. That is the biggest point here. You have to be curious. You have to keep innovating and you have to keep building on. The day your curiosity and your creativity dies, that's where the community dies as well. Take each and every input as a positive way and build upon.
very nice. Thank you so much. Subham, what do you think?
So to add on to what all the other panelists have mentioned, what I'm going to say might sound a little bit cliche and might sound something which you have read countless times on the internet. Uh, that is, it's okay to be afraid, it's okay to be scared, and it's okay to keep on second guessing yourself. At the end of the day, we are all standing at the edge of a cliff. Like a year back, when all of us had applied to be DSC leads, none of us knew that we would be standing here at the end of the road, and we would be speaking to the next set of leads, trying to inspire them to go around and follow their own hearts and dreams. So just have faith in yourself, in your team, and everyone around you. Have faith in your community. Have faith in all the support systems that you have in your life, and trust that things would work out in the end. And if you're standing at the edge of a cliff and wondering if you should apply, one last piece of advice is just close your eyes and jump. What's the worst that can happen? It would be all right. So that's about it.
Thank you, Subham. Thank you. Like all of this, like really amazing pieces of tips, not only for DS leads or the people who are applying for DSCs. It's like as a student and not even student, like I get inspired by these people every day. Like the maturity, this and in these answers, and the way they are looking at life. This is like really nice. I will just like summarize with what I think. If you are looking to apply for DSC lead or looking to be a leader in your college, be it DSC, not DSC, doesn't matter. I have some suggestions for you. First of all, I think many of them said community is not a competition. It's not. Whenever you are a part of a community, you are there for each other. You are not competing with each other. You are helping each other. You are growing together. Second, whenever you are going to be in the team, belong to the team. It's basically whenever you belong to the team, you play for the team. You are not an individual player there anymore. You make time to find sure that your teammates are are good, are healthy, and are in healthy spirits. You should be there for each other whenever times are hard. Third, be ambitious. Don't hesitate to take on hard questions. Don't hesitate to take on hard problems to solve. Fourth, be curious. Always be curious in life. Maybe if you are not, start being curious from today onwards. Fifth, at the end of the day, have fun. If you are not having fun learning or building or growing, then it will feel like work. It will feel like something which is very serious, which is something which will be unsustainable. So have fun. Summarizing, community is not a competition. Belong to the team. Be ambitious. Be curious. Have fun. Thank you so much for joining in today. This session has been super inspiring personally to me, and I have had amazing fun asking these questions to all of them, knowing and learning a lot from them. I know all of them, but I also learned a bunch of things from them today. I hope you did too. I hope if you are excited and interested, and if this inspires you to apply for the Developer Student Club program, please visit goo.gle/DSC-leads to learn more about the program. The deadline is on 1st of June, so you have a few days if you still want to apply. So please go to this link and express your interest. Thank you all for tuning in and wishing you an amazing rest of the day. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm just going to hand this over to Subham, who is going to basically give a closing note to this. Thank you.
So thank you, Biswa, so much for joining us and moderating this session, even in these times. Thank you to all the panelists who we had from across the India for joining in and sharing their valuable insights and stories. To all our viewers out there, thank you for joining us. And we hope the things that we've kind of mentioned and brought up helps you a long way in building a community of your own, being a part of existing ones. And if you are considering applying to be a DSC lead, just go ahead, take the plunge, and hit the submit button. It's never too late. The deadline remains at 1st June, and that's all there is. As well, like just because this qualifies as every other YouTube video ever, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell icon to know more about the things that are coming up. We have some really exciting announcements coming up on this show, and stay tuned for more. We'll be releasing the details very soon. Till then, stay safe, take care, and until next time, peace.